Hello and welcome back to another episode of Power Rangers Lore. Today we are going to be discussing Titanium Ranger from the Lightspeed Rescue. Now, he's a very interesting character. Of all the 6 Rangers to show up in the series, he does not appear very often, only appearing a grand total of 14 episodes in the Lightspeed Rescue, 1 episode in Time Force, and 1 episode in Super Mega Force for the final battle. He's a very interesting character, and I wish they would have given him more, because as you can see later on in the series developed, the 6th Ranger always gets his own little story arc and much more development and how he connects with the rest of the group. The Titanium Ranger does not get much, sadly. Besides the fact of his original storyline and a few little interludes things, he's mostly on his own, not really working any team development, just working more on himself. Now let's start with his past. So, when he was young, Ryan is his name, he was involved in a car accident with his father and sister. While Captain Mitchell was driving, Captain Mitchell is his father, and something came to worse where they were flung off the road and suspended over a cliff. Captain Mitchell was the only thing securing a grasp of Diana, Ryan's sister, and Ryan was holding onto him by his shoe. When suddenly he was about to slip, and the spirit of Diabolico appeared and offered a deal to save the child, but in payment he would raise the child for himself. Captain Mitchell would not originally agree to this, but he would also go along with it. The rest of that deal would include about he would not see his son again until his 20th birthday. Again, Captain Mitchell would refuse, but then when his son starts beginning to fall, he quickly agrees, as any father probably would at the situation of seeing their son and heir and any other bloodline relative fall to their death. He would always have to make the hard decision to save him, and he did. So Mitchell was forced to watch as his son was taken away, almost like death, but always telling his sister that Ryan had died. However, how did Diabolico come in spirit form and save him? We're not exactly certain. It's kind of really like a plot hole there, because he's sealed away inside of like the tomb, but what do I know? But they did say it was a spirit of him, so it could have just been like spirits are always haunting. They just can't physically manifest unless a deal is made. So for about I want to say 14 years or so, he looked like he was about 6 in the video. I'm not sure if they actually give out the exact date and time, but he looks about 6, so about 14 or so years. Ryan is raised by the demon Diabolico in that Nightworld realm, and is slowly poisoning him, telling them that his father had rejected him, favoring Diana above all others. So that's not something you want to hear for about a decade or so. When eventually they were broke free, Diabolico instructs Ryan to steal the prototype Titanium Morpher in the Aqua Base and destroy the other Rangers, including his sister, with the Titanium power. How Diabolico also knew about this, not really certain, but apparently he's very knowledgeable about other things. He nearly succeeds in destroying them, and almost nearly takes the Rangers out completely, but is stopped by Miss Fairweather. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. Miss Fairweather, and who's developed a new weapon called the V-Lancers, which overpower Ryan, and basically, just as the Rangers are about to destroy Ryan, Captain Mitchell tells them all to stand down and calls them back, and he's able to get away. They're kind of upset, going, why would you stop us from destroying this enemy, who's clearly the enemy of mankind? And he goes, well, he's my son. Big bomb there. You kind of saw it as time went on, because of the way he kept acting, but hey, what do I know? So after recalling some memories, Ryan quickly rejects Diabolico and joins the Lightspeed Ranger after a little bit of coming to realize, wait, I shouldn't trust the demon? Who knew? In response, basically Diabolico places a cobra tattoo on his back that would slowly grow and kill him once it reaches his neck, like a snake biting him. However, he keeps that hidden from the Rangers and his sister and his father for the longest time, until eventually it's found out, and he is, he's got to go find the original Cobra, destroy the curse, and allow him to transform freely, because every time he morphs, the snake slowly climbs up. So there's a whole arc where he's gone for several episodes. The Rangers kind of worried about him slightly, but not too much because they're always preoccupied with dealing with the forces of evil. Now, Ryan would go off in search for this legendary Cobra and a way to seal away the demons. He would eventually go about and fight this Cobra, finding him in the desert near where the demons originally escaped, destroy the Cobra, and destroy the curse. Now, the Cobra wasn't just a normal Cobra, it was also a demon monster too, but, you know, actually I like it that way, rather than just like, oh, look, it's the Cobra, shoot. So, Ryan would go on, he would go look for another way to defeat the Rangers, defeat the demons, we'll skip past that, and he would go look for the Sorcerer of the Sand, and to another way to seal away the demons once and for all. Turns out, they didn't like that either, and they killed the Sorcerer Saint right as he's about to seal them away in some epic voodoo magic, counter magic, essentially. He's basically, at that point, forced to look for any leftover scraps of demons and how to defeat them, and basically comes back to do what he can every once in a while, but not until the very end. He would leave his Solar Megazord for them to use, and they required an extra firepower, which is basically every other episode, and eventually would turn the team to tell them about Quinn Spitzere's plan to bring back all the demons after studying much of the scrolls left behind by the Sorcerer of the Sand, and he'd basically fight in the last battle against Queen Bansheera once and for all. Now, I didn't get a reaction about what happens with Diabolical in this series because Diabolical turns out to be not the worst of the worst, as Queen Bansheera is willing to sacrifice everybody, and Diabolical was not. I think as a father figure, besides poisoning him against his own father, I think Diabolical did a good job because he wasn't like covered in scars, horribly just beat up or anything else. He basically just said, hey, he's a bad guy, you know, just want you to know that. It's almost like I know the future. ... But hey, what do you know? So, he would not be seen again until Vipera returns, again by unknown means, and is summoned the super demon. Now, I'm going to mess this name up. Quadron? Yep. Quadron? That sounds like better. Yep. And is ready to fight the Lightspeed Rangers as well as the Time Force Rangers along with 5 Demon Warriors. Yeah. He would show up to help along with his 6th Ranger successor, the Quantum Ranger, and basically would defeat these warriors no problem at all. Mainly because they're both badasses and are willing to destroy everybody that gets in their way. Kind of because of the anti-hero arc they both went through. Now, it's not explained where super demons came from or how Vipera came back to life after being devoured by Queen Bansheera, but hey, we don't need plot, we just need other things else. So, Legacy of Power, he would show up there as a little short of showing the Dino Rangers, basically all the other Rangers that have come before, and also would appear in Super Mega Force as part of the Legendary Ranger Army to help defeat the Armada and the Forces of Evil. Now, that'd be the last appearance he would show up in the TV show. He would also appear in Legacy Wars as a playable character, and has yet to show up in anything else. You have not seen him at all in the comic strips, and I'd be very interested to see how they tie that in with everything going on with the current release of the new story arc of the Zeo Crystal being formed from basically a chaos demon devouring morphing power and being killed by a crystal shard that would later turn into the Zeo Crystal due to all the power it had absorbed from the belly of the chaos demon. I can't speak right now. Now, he would appear on a very few episodes here and there. I think I said 14 as I told before, but his list of episodes, he showed us on episode 11. He goes all the way to 19, 39, and then 40. He's also not in Morphing Year, episode 33 and 20. So, yeah, he's not like the normal other Rangers. He kind of gets screwed over in screen time, and I'm not certain why, but he is. He has the quantum key that allows him basically to unlock his ranger powers. It's his personal ranger key. And basically that's it. He has superhuman resistance, and he's basically trained by demons to fight, so that's where he learned how to fight, and that makes the most sense. His Megazord is the Max Soul Zord, Titanium Morpher, and Titanium Laser. Now, if I am not 100% inaccurate about this, he is the first Ranger to be a Titanium Ranger. He's the only. He has no Super Sentai counterpart at all. It was basically just made up there completely. Try to go back to what I've read here really quickly. So that's why he appears in very few episodes. He basically had no cut screen, so rather instead of creating their own storyline, they just didn't. He's also the only Titanium Ranger at all. There's no other Titanium Rangers at all. So congratulations to him. He's the one and only. And I think that would be it for this episode of the Titanium Ranger. I was hoping there'd be more on him. I thought I remembered more, that I realized, no, that's accurate. There is not much more about him. Besides mainly the story arc of him accepting his father and realizing that his whole life has been a lie. And then basically pushing past that. Beyond that, I did like the fact that they did put a few episodes where him trying to stop the villains through another means, by basically going and find the Sorcerer Sand who sealed him away originally, and going from there and learning more that way. It was a good little tie-in, but other than that, it was not a major Six Ranger impact like it normally is. So we're gonna end this episode with that. Thank you guys for all joining, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Power Rangers Lore. May the power protect you.